Hello everyone, I'm Eunice. In academic writing, you will often need to refer to the research findings of others to support your arguments. In order to do so, it is necessary to use reporting verbs. However, if you always use say, as in White says or Brown says, it would be boring. But don't worry. Fortunately, there are varieties of reporting verbs in English to choose from. We can use reporting verbs like this. White 2011 suggests that raw sugar in moderation is both healthy and desirable. Or, White 2011 argues that raw sugar in moderation is both healthy and desirable. Did you notice any difference? Which one sounds stronger? Yes, the second one. Reporting verbs can indicate either the author's personal viewpoint or your viewpoint regarding what the author says. However, you may find it difficult to use reporting verbs because there are so many different verbs, and each of them has slightly different and often very subtle shade of meaning. So, I am here to help you choose the right reporting verb depending on situations. First, what the author is doing. Second, the extent to which you agree with the author. Third, the significance the author has placed on the information. Fourth, the way the reporting verb fits together with other words in a sentence. First, let's talk about the reporting verbs that show what the author is doing. There are 4 different categories: argue, think, show, and find. The verbs in the argue category are usually concerned with writing or saying. For example, argue suggests, propose, point out, observe, explain, conclude, claim, state. Verbs that belong to think category are usually concerned with thinking, knowing, understanding. For example, think, believe, assume, feel, hold, hope. What about show? It contains verbs concerned with indicating a fact or situation. Show, demonstrate, reveal, indicate, confirm, and imply. Finally, find includes verbs concerned with the research process. Find, discover, observe, establish, identify, infer. Second, we will learn how to express the extent to which you agree with the author. By choosing a reporting verb, you can indicate your viewpoint. A belief that the information is correct, a neutral attitude towards the veracity of the information, or a belief that the information is incorrect. When you believe the information is correct, use acknowledge, define, demonstrate, explain, identify, observe, outline, show, throw light on. When your position is neutral, you can say add, argue, claim, clarify, conclude, describe, express, feel, find, indicate, inform, present, propose, remark, remind, report, state, use. If you do not agree with the author's argument, you might say allege, confuse, disregard, ignore. Now, let's take a look at the examples and answer the questions. Which one shows that you think the information is correct? Yes, number 2. Which one shows that your position is neutral? Number 3. That's correct. Then, which one shows that you do not agree with the author? Of course, number 1. Because you want to say that the author ignored or missed some important points. Okay, let's discuss how to use reporting verbs regarding significance of information. You can indicate whether the author is positive or negative in their attitude to the content of the information. When they are positive, accept, advise, affirm, agree, applaud, assert, concur, insist, maintain, note, praise, point out, posit, recommend, remark, stress, subscribe to, suggest, support, think, or urge. On the other hand, when it's negative or a certain attitude, you can use attack, challenge, disagree, dismiss, dispute, doubt, mistrust, oppose, question, reject, suspect, warn. If the author is very assertive and certain, you can probably use argue, challenge, claim, insist, refute, reject. If the author is tentative, you might say propose, speculate, suggest. If the author believes the information is very important, contend, emphasize, stress. If the author believes the information is of lesser importance, mention, note, say can be used. When the author is offering advice to the readers, caution, recommend, warn, urge. Then finally, let's talk about how reporting verbs fit in the sentence. For example, there are verbs followed by a certain preposition, as, to, for, with, of. This is really important for your grammatical clarity. There are other verbs followed by a noun or ing form. Also, there are verbs followed usually by that. Please keep it in your mind that you should know the way the reporting verb fits together with other words in a sentence. Finally, there are several tips for you. First, if you have used the verb said or say very often in your writing, try to replace this with something more descriptive and precise. You can choose the right verb from the list I suggested in this presentation. Very often in academic writing, reporting takes place in the present tense. This is because of the need to bring past research into the present moment. That being said, don't forget to put the final S on the verb when the subject is he or she. And there are several informal verbs that should be avoided in academic writing. Come up with or guess. I still get a lot of papers with come up with or guess in their writing. However, these verbs are informal verbs, so it's best to avoid them in your academic writing. That is all for reporting verbs lesson. Thank you.